Good morning and welcome to MOTOM. It's great to be asked to do this interview for Automotive Management's Ultimate Technology Guide and talk about MOTOM and the journey we've been on for about the last year and what we're doing in the market and how we've been helping our community and maybe some things that are coming into the future. So yeah, great to be here. It's early in the morning, so no one else is in the office yet. But yeah, great. As I say, great to be here and great to talk about the business. And I think first off, there's probably a couple of questions about me and a little bit of background on me. I started life as a baker many years ago when I left school. Yeah, great job, but probably couldn't cope with the really early mornings and working through the night on a Friday night and a Saturday morning, which was pretty challenging. But then entered the car industry in 1990, where I worked for the Cowie Group and their interleasing business, which was their vehicle leasing organization, which then we sold to GMAC in 1999. So I started work for GMAC, which was the financial services arm of General Motors at the time, and spent a career there in sales, marketing, leadership, and was managing director of their private label leasing brands, so Vauxhall Leasing and Saab Contract Hire in the UK. Left General Motors when the crash happened and General Motors filed for Chapter 11, and we ended up closing down a number of operations. So went into an asset finance business, which I was co-founder of, and built that business from the ground up over an 8-year period. Exited that investment in 2020, and then had a plan to build a tech business to focus on the vehicle remarketing industry, but because saw maybe through COVID that physical opportunities to buy cars and go to auctions, maybe that market was starting to change. So started to build a plan with some co-founders, and then brought MOTOM to market, as I say, about a year ago. And yeah, that's probably me. So worked in major corporates, and worked in startups as well in the auto sector and the auto finance sector. So that's a bit about me. I'm CEO and co-founder, as I say. Yeah, that's the background. What is MOTOM? Some people ask. We're an independent vehicle remarketing tech business delivering a digital platform for frictionless wholesale trading. So that means that we connect the entire wholesale network together. So that might be dealers, it might be lease companies, it might be rental companies. So we connect the entire wholesale network, and our innovative technology connects that market, and that's our USP. And as I say, we link OEMs, lease cos, rental companies, dealers of all sizes and scale, whether they be independent dealers, franchise dealers, car supermarkets. We connect all of those dots, and in the competition for buying used stock, be that passenger cars or light commercial vehicles, we enable swift purchasing decisions in minutes. Although we've created some buying decisions and completed transactions in under a minute. And when we originally did our whiteboard thinking about what we might be able to achieve, we said, well, how do we take time out of the process? So rather than it taking days and weeks, how do we shorten that to hours and potentially minutes? I don't think it was ever in our whiteboard of ideas that we'd ever get it down to seconds, but yeah, I'm pleased to say that we've been able to create purchasing commitments in under a minute. And we make all of that possible by using our technology to do the work. And what the platform does, it does the searching for the buyer. So the buyer specifies the type of vehicles they're looking to buy, and then as soon as one of those hits the platform to be remarketed by one of our sellers, and those sellers might be dealers or vendors, as I mentioned earlier on, as soon as one of those hits the platform, they get an instant notification about that vehicle, and it is instant, and then they can either use the app or our web based platform, look at the vehicle and make a buying decision. And all of that's possible because of our API structure, where we take automated feeds from our sellers, and we can bring their stock into our system in an effortless way, agree a rule set, and publish those to our marketplace and our community on a daily basis once we've agreed that rule set. So we make it easy for sellers to sell cars for free on our platform using that API structure. And as I say, from a buying perspective, the buyer, once their filters are set, will see all of that stock that meets their criteria coming onto the platform. So they get an instant notification of how that happens. So that's MOTOM in a nutshell. We're independent, as I say. We're a technology company focusing on vehicle remarketing, and we're not going to morph into another type of organisation that's going to look at another part of the auto sector. It's remarketing that we're looking to change the way it operates in the UK. The first thing we've done is talk about as being independent. We brought an independent technology business to market, which actually our community really values, because we've got a single focus to support their business, and we're not interested in stepping on their toes in anything else they might be doing. So completely independent. So that's the first thing we've done. Second thing is we've deployed great tech, which means the wholesale process can be more efficient, quicker. And I talked about in some cases we're selling cars in under a minute. So efficiency and speed. And then from a selling perspective, once we've onboarded a dealer to market vehicles, the tech's so light touch that the thing can auto operate. So if a dealer has a particular strategy on overage stock, we can build that strategy into the API and the set of rules, and then we take feed of data from their system into our system and market those cars out to our community in a seamless way. So that happens once we've set the rule set. That can happen on an automated basis. So it's I call it light touch. Actually, it's probably more like zero touch in some cases. Or once we've got that rule set going and we've got the API feeds working, which is really easy for tech guys to get going. Once we've got that set up, and that onboarding process, which takes minutes and hours to do, not days and weeks to do. Once that's established and set up, we can manage that process. And as I say, selling cars for free using that technology. And as a COO of a major dealer group said to me the other day, well, surely this is a no-brainer, and potentially it is a no-brainer. Once we've got those feeds done and we've got access to a significant scale in the market through our partnership arrangements with some of the dealer management system providers, we can take that stock into our platform through those relationships. So actually building that API already built, we can then point that dealer's stock at MOTOM, and then we push those vehicles out into our community to purchase and make really quick purchasing decisions. So in summary, I guess, when you think about how have we reimagined remarketing, we brought speed and efficiency to the wholesale remarketing process. We've taken out cost, and our sophisticated platform allows sellers to choose who they market their stock to, because the stock can be marketed to everyone on our platform or a subset of users on our platform. That the seller decides. So we're almost creating closed or tiered auctions in some cases, where not all of our sellers will say, I want to market everywhere. Might be some very specific reasons, might be OEM focused, and only into the OEM branded dealers, for instance. So we've got that ability to create those closed and tiered auctions, which is really important for the OEM world. We understand that, but equally, some of our sellers might be selling to everyone on our platform, and everyone can see that all of those vehicles that are being marketed. I think there's a number of key points of difference here. We're independent, which means we don't compete with our community in any way. And as I said earlier on, they really appreciate that. The next thing is that we connect the entire wholesale market. And as I mentioned, earlier on, we're connecting, OEMs, leasecos, rental companies, fleet management companies, dealers of all sizes, be they franchised or independent, car supermarkets, whoever they might be. We join the dots across that entire sector. Our pricing structure's crystal clear and uncomplicated. So no selling fees, no subscription fees, only a small buyer's fee paid on successful transactions. So we think that's really clean, really easy to understand, and uncomplicated. The tech platform, light touch, as I mentioned earlier on, as a consequence of our APIs doing a lot of the work, where stocks come onto the platform, and it's free to do so. And then the filters doing the work for the buyers, which effectively is saying, these are the type of vehicles I want to buy. As soon as they hit the platform, please alert me through those notifications. I can then go through that review process of those vehicles and maybe make some buying commitments. The seller's in control, as I said earlier on, about who they market to. They're also in control of where they price point the vehicles for sale. So some sellers might sell at a buy it now price, which once the buyer hits the buy it now price, that transaction's agreed. Some sellers might say, I want to enter vehicles into an auction process for a period of time, and the seller decides, be that an hour, be that 2 hours, 24 hours, 48, whatever the time period might be. And also they set whether the auction starts at bids from a particular point, or just give me bids. So the seller's in control of all of that. And then the other thing that's different about us, we have a satellite application which allows our users to build car buying services. And a couple of examples here. There's a leaseco who we work with that specializes in the salary sacrifice market, and a number of their first-time salary sacrifice users might have an existing car to sell. So what we do via our satellite application is allow our leaseco partner to use that application for their consumers to sell their consumer cars into our wholesale network. So that's one use case which is live today. And another use case which is live today, there's a car management application under the name of Pedal, and we've integrated our satellite application into Pedal, which allows a Pedal user who owns their car to market that car to our wholesale network. So in a way, it's creating a car buying service for our community, and allowing some value add for those Pedal users to seamlessly get their consumer cars into the wholesale market. So there are a couple of examples, and another example would be an OEM wanting to create, as I say, a car buying service, and our application can support that type of strategy as well. Dealers of all scale, be they franchise dealers, be they independents, be they car supermarkets, OEMs, leasecos, rental companies, fleet management companies, anybody who's operating in the wholesale market, we can connect all of those businesses. And from a franchise perspective, we're dealing with some of the top 100 franchise dealers, a number of the car supermarkets, and a number of independent dealers will be on our platform. And there might be a small independent family run business, and they can enjoy buying vehicles on our platform in a frictionless way, and equally selling cars on our platform in a frictionless way. So yeah, that's the user base. Most successful users let the tech do the work. So from a buying perspective and a selling perspective, they connect with other users. That's the first thing. So they can create these networks within our application. From a buying perspective, they would set their filters, which effectively says, these are the type of cars or LCVs I'm looking to buy. So please send me an alert when those cars land on the platform or vans land on the platform. So they let the mobile or the desktop app do that work for them. So they're not searching through listings and listings and listings. So it's not a listing site we've got, it's a live trading platform. So I think that's probably a point of difference. And then our most successful sellers, again, let the tech do the work, where we're taking stock lists via API or overage stock from a dealer management system, agreeing that rule set, and then pushing that out to our community to buy once that rule set's been agreed. So I think they're probably two examples of the buyer, how they're getting the best results, and the seller, how they're getting the best results. But being a tech business and being able to join that community, it's the tech that's taking a lot of the effort out of the process and a lot of time out of the process. So that's where I think that our users win the best, and that's what's that's where our as I say, best users are getting the real value from the system. So with all of that said about what we've done and how we're helping people, what's next in the MOTOM journey? As I said, we're focused just on the vehicle remarketing segment, not straying into other areas at all. So single focus. So what's next? We want to continue to delight and support our existing users. That's the first thing. Secondly, we'd like to welcome new users onto the platform of all shapes and sizes, and as I said earlier on, connecting the dots on that wholesale market of OEM, leaseco, rental company, fleet management company, subscription businesses, dealers of all shapes and sizes, small, independent, franchised, car supermarkets. So continue to grow our community, because we're definitely on a growth curve. We've got a really strong technology development roadmap in place, and some exciting things coming. We push out an update to the mobile app this month, and that update's designed to bring to bring some new features just to make it even easier to use. So we push that out. And then we've got on the roadmap stocking finance, logistics and inspection. So they feature high on our priority list. And the plan is to get those pushed out as soon as we can, and we're in test on a couple of those. So that those three items will be coming soon. So watch this space for those. But yeah, we got some exciting things going on that will be able to delight our existing users more and help new users to achieve some great results like our existing users. So thank you very much for taking the opportunity to listen to this interview, hear about MOTOM, and if you'd like to know more, me or the team are on hand to help and support our existing community, but also new users who want to come with us. So we're open for those conversations, and yeah, really look forward to talking to all of you at some point in the future. Thanks very much.